Hi everyone, this is Easy English with Ali, and it is late September here in Canada, so it is getting a little chilly. That means cold, and it's getting a little rainy. It's not as hot anymore, so it is fall. That is our third season of the year. So spring, summer, fall, and winter. Okay, so fall is sometimes called autumn. So today, because it's fall, I wanted to give you some fall vocabulary that might help you. There are a few things that we love here in fall, and one of the things is the apples are all ripe and they are falling from the trees. So we love to pick apples in the fall. They are ripe, that means they are ready to eat, and they are delicious. This is an apple, and this is a pear. Another thing that is ready in the fall are pumpkins. So this is a pumpkin back here. The pumpkins are growing in the fields. They grow all summer, and in the fall they are ready. So we can go and pick the pumpkins as well. In the fall, we have a very fun holiday called Halloween. In this holiday, we like to carve the pumpkin. So we cut holes in the pumpkin. Usually we cut a face and we put a candle inside. So at night, they glow. And also, kids dress up and they go trick or treating. So that means they go from house to house and they ask for candy from people. They knock and they say trick or treat, and the people will put candy in their bags. It's a pretty fun holiday that we love to celebrate here in Canada. So we've got apples and pumpkins. The next one is a squash. Not sure if you guys have these. This is called a butternut squash. My daughter drew a very happy face on this butternut squash. You can make soup out of this or roast it, and it's a very delicious and healthy root vegetable. That's a squash. The next vocabulary is cider. So in the fall, when we pick the apples, sometimes we have so many apples, we don't know what to do with them all. So some people like to make cider. So that's a very strong apple juice. You can have hot apple cider or cold apple cider, and you can also make it alcoholic if you want to. But apple cider is very popular in the fall and it's very delicious. Also in the fall, a very popular thing to do is to have a fall fair. So this is an event where people have a booth, a table, and you can sell anything that you grew that summer. So apples, pears, vegetables, and people often sell honey or soap, maybe some crafts that they make during the summer or during the first bit of fall. So that's at a fall fair. If you've been to one, please let me know what you thought about it. Also, if you like this video, please, I'd love it if you could subscribe and like, and check out a bunch of my other videos. I've got ones on grammar and vocabulary, lots of different stuff. Another thing that happens in fall is the leaves turn colors. So here we have deciduous trees, and they lose their leaves during the winter. So they turn colors, yellow, red, orange sometimes, brown, and they fall from the trees, and they're very beautiful. Okay, so these are leaves. One leaf, lots of leaves. Another thing that falls from trees are pine cones. Okay, so those are, I'm going to put a picture for you so you can see it. This is a pine cone. They are the seeds that grow on trees. So they fall, and the squirrels and the birds, they love to eat pieces of the pine cone. They like to eat the seeds inside of the pine cones. Something that we have to do in the fall if we have a backyard like I do is you need to rake the leaves. Okay, so you have to rake them all into a pile, and some kids love to jump in the leaves. I used to do that as a kid and it was so much fun. But otherwise you can put them in a pile and put them in a compost, or you can put them in a bag and set them out for the compost truck to pick them up. So that's to rake. That means to pull all of the things into a pile. Another thing that you will need in the fall is a raincoat or a rain jacket because it rains a lot during this season. So this is a jacket that will keep you dry, right? You don't want to get wet. So that's a raincoat. Another really fun holiday that we celebrate in the fall is Thanksgiving. So this is a time to celebrate the harvest. So the harvest is everything that you have grown that year. And together with family and friends, you will have a big dinner. And you often have turkey and mashed potatoes with gravy and vegetables, often squash. And for dessert, that's the sweet thing that you eat after dinner. Maybe you will have apple pie or pumpkin pie. Apple pie is my favorite. And that is all the vocabulary that I am going to go over today. But now I am going to give you a little quiz on it. Okay? So I'm going to say a sentence and you need to fill in the blank with one of the vocabulary words that I just taught you. So let's go for it. Number 1. To stay dry here in Canada, we wear a rain jacket or a raincoat. Perfect. Number 2, what do you do to clean up all the leaves that have fallen on the ground? What do you have to do? You need to rake the leaves. Number 3, what is the holiday we celebrate in Canada where kids dress up and get candy? That is called Halloween. In Canada, we call it Halloween. In the United States, they call it Halloween. Number 4, what turns red and yellow and orange and falls off the trees? Leaves, right? Leaves. Good. Number 5, what delicious drink do we make out of apples? Apple cider. Number 6, where do people like to sell the things that they have grown? They like to sell their things at the fall fair. And number 7, what vegetable do we carve and put a candle inside? A pumpkin. Pumpkin. And what holiday do Canadians celebrate in October and Americans celebrate in November and we get together with family and friends and have a big dinner together. What is that holiday called? It is called Thanksgiving. All right, if you got those all right, give yourself a pat on the back. And those are all the fall words that I am going to cover today. Have a wonderful day. See you guys next time. Bye.